Hello, everybody. Welcome to the next Success Quickie. This is number 84.
Oh my
We're going to talk
goodness.
about how to maximize your sleep. Put into the chat where you're calling from, whether this is live or the replay. And we're going to give you some tips, some techniques to help you get the most sensual sleep so that you can maximize your life. And we're going to be here in 3, 2, 1. Hi.
Hello. Doesn't this make you want to go to sleep right now?
It does.
Like perfect for a Wednesday morning / almost lunch.
And it's raining here, so I just feel like I need to get some warm tea and just snuggle up by a fire, which we don't even have a fireplace. But anyways, all right, let me just pump up the energy a little bit. Hi,
Wake up.
April. Wake
Hi.
up.
Wake up. How are you, Gary?
I'm doing all right. How about you?
I'm good. I think it's really funny that we're talking about this because I've been so good over the last year about trying to be mindful and intentional about how much sleep I'm getting, but the last 3 nights I have not hit my sleep goals. So it's like a very timely conversation today. But yeah. And it's March. It's the start of the ASC's focus on health and wellness, which is why sleep is such a great topic that we're going to discuss today.
Agreed. And put into the chat, into the comments, what's your relationship with sleep? And also, how much sleep do you get on average? I know for myself, I used to be the type that was like, I don't need sleep. I can sleep whenever, And for the most part, I was quite functional. And then I had a child. Well, I didn't personally have a child. My wife had a child. And I realized that, oh, wow, sleep actually is helpful. And you'll notice that we're not going to be saying, hey, you need to get so many hours of sleep. That's your choice. You can decide what the amount of hours that you get. We're going to focus on quality of sleep so that you can, for whatever number of hours that you get, whether it's 4 hours, 8 hours, 12 hours, 2 hours, that amount of time is as most restful as possible. Because you could get technically in bed, maybe eyes closed for like 8 hours, the minimum. But if you don't have an environment that's going to allow you to get restful sleep, it's not going to benefit you. So that's what we're focusing on. And we're excited. So let's jump on in. You ready, April?
I'm ready.
Cool. And I think you should kick it off with the first one.
Yeah. So tip number 1, if you saw the video or the thumbnail at the beginning, tip number 1 is sleep on a bed of sushi rice. We're kidding though, obviously, but it was like the cutest Bitmoji. I was sending it to Gary a while ago, like, oh, look, are you a side sleeper? Do you like tuna or salmon? And we both like the same stuff.
Same thing.
She had to get the back sleeper and the tuna. But anyways, the actual step 1 is to do a sleep audit. It's really, really important. I always talk about how self-awareness is like so important to like making any types of changes. And so without knowing how much sleep you need to get, or how much sleep you're getting in the first place, it's really hard to decide like, well, I'm going to sleep 8 hours. So the easiest way to do it is to gather some data. You can have a sleep journal by your bed. If you are like me, you can have a tracker on like wear a watch or like a fitness wearable overnight to track your sleep. There's a whole bunch of great ones that are out there. And just note the times that you're going to sleep and waking up, but more from a perspective of like, what time are you actually getting in bed and what time are you getting up? And if you have those data trackers, that can actually give you even more detailed information about how much sleep you're actually getting. Are you in REM sleep? Are you in deep sleep? What does that look like? Um, I think I try to, you know, get in bed so that I have 8 hours, but I know that at least that first hour at the minimum, I'm putzing around on my phone, trying to wind down, watching TV, reading a book, trying to do something. So I'm not getting 8 hours of sleep, but I'm trying or, aiming for that. But once you know how much sleep you have, um, then you can start to maybe make decisions on like, okay, well, maybe I need at minimum 6 hours or I need 7, and I'm cranky on the days that I get 5 or 4. But just getting that data point so that you know what to do, and how much would be ideal for you specifically. And it could be different on different days. It could be, on the weekends you might say like, I'm going to sleep more so I can maybe sleep less during the week. You just need to maybe give yourself at least 2 to 3 weeks of some good data before you make any decisions. And so for me personally, I try to sleep 7 hours a night, based on my wearables and the app trackers and all that stuff. But that's what I need. And there's definitely days that I don't get that and days that I go way past that. So as long as it's kind of in that average, I know that I can feel good. But if I don't hit my goals, I know that I have to make up for it sometime later, or I'm going to have lower energy during the day. So it's just great awareness. Gary, you have anything else to add?
My main thing to add is um, all this data. The whole point is so that you can make intelligent decisions. When I was having some health challenges, I was doing a sleep audit and I was focusing on what did I eat for dinner and how did I feel like the night, like when I woke up, because there were certain things that my body didn't really agree with. So, like I said in the upfront, I could be in bed 8 hours, but if I ate something that I found that garlic, even though I love it, my body doesn't like it as much. I will
Mm.
be like restless, throughout the night and stuff like that. So yeah, just what's your intention? What are you trying to get, and get the data points to help you make intelligent choices so that you can optimize your sleep. Yeah. So that's a great transition to numeral dos. Number two. Number two is working towards a consistent bedtime. And it's so interesting. Like all of these things that we're talking about are things that I don't know about you, but it was things that I had to do when I was younger and I hated it. But as an adult and as someone that, I need energy so I can thrive and be a high performer that I am. Yeah, I'm realizing like sleep is that holy grail. And noticing when I have a consistent bedtime, all the other things, start to fall in place. So after you did the audit, after you realize like, all right, I'm aiming for, X number of hours of sleep, the, easiest thing is to sort of work backwards from that. And, start to sort of ease into it so that you can make a soft landing on your bed, and have your eyes closed and all that other stuff. Nowadays there are devices that can help you with that. I know, I use an iPhone and they have the little sleep feature, so you put how much hours you want to get for sleep, and then what time you want to wake up, for your alarm, and then you either tell you, hey, look, you need more time and stuff like that, and then it will start to tell you, hey, it's almost bedtime. So there are devices out there that can help you. What are your thoughts, April?
Yeah, I um wanted to share an example. I think you were just talking about your kids, and so like I was fixated on the like, let me talk about what I do with my kids. So I don't think my kids necessarily need 8 hours of sleep, but I try to give them a window of 9 hours so that they can. And I basically say 9:30, you have to be done with everything and you need to be winding down in bed. And in most cases, they should be falling asleep between 9:30 and 10. But sometimes they won't be on electronics, they won't be um on anything. But I think they know that 9:30 is the time that they need to be done with, and in bed. So the way that shows up when it's, consistent. It gives them the right number of hours to get sleep. And there's other times where, we can't be completely consistent. My son goes to has some early morning activities that, like, he has to wake up another like 45 minutes to an hour, but at least we know that, he's getting like the maximum amount of sleep, that he or we're setting him up for that consistent bedtime, regardless of when he needs to wake up, and making sure that he has it. And so yeah, we use devices as well where it's like time to prep for bed. 8:30 is when our Alexas go off all across the house. And yeah, so it's having that consistency takes away the need to have to think about it. So I also know that when the kids are starting to wind down, I should be mentally winding down too, because I'll wind down after they're in bed. So yeah, cool. And we were talking a lot about this already, but this is a great segue into tip number 3, which is
Which
shall we hear it?
is
Pew, 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 pew.
transition rituals.
Transition rituals. There's so many things that can come into this transition ritual, but I think what's even more important to getting the actual structure of your sleep in, whether that's, laying in bed and winding down, or just hitting the pillow right away. It's what you do beforehand. And maybe even what you do in the morning too. But let's talk about the evening routine, right? So we've got, Amazon Alexas in our house saying, 8:30, it's time to prep for bed. There are different things that we do in that, where it's, making sure that we're brushing our teeth, and, I've got my like retainers that I've got to put in, making sure that the things that you know that you need to do, and how long it takes you to do those things can set up some sort of ritual as you start to wind down. This could also mean, maybe I'm changing the making it a putting your phones and devices in sleep mode so that the blue light isn't keeping you up. Anything that that would help you um have a solid nighttime routine to make that transition into sleep a lot easier. You want to definitely avoid things that are going to wake you up even more, right? Maybe you're not having coffee after, for me, it's like I have 1 cup of coffee when I wake up and I can't have anything else, or I won't fall asleep within 30 minutes. I also take melatonin because it really helps me wind down a lot quicker than if I would do it myself. So yeah, there's a whole bunch of things. I know Gary has a whole bunch of other examples of things that could be a part of this transition ritual. So I'll pass it along to you.
Yeah, the main thing here is if you create something that you enjoy, that makes you feel good, it's going to make you want to do it. And why not make sleep something that is like, oh yeah, this is great. Uh, I forgot the term, but it's essentially, and this is something that I had done for a long time, and every now and then I find myself doing it. It's like you are like rebelling to go against going to sleep because you you didn't get to do all the things you want to do. So it's almost like you need to go to sleep, but you don't, and so you do all these other things, whether it's like binging things or scrolling, all these things that yes, there's a time and place for them.
Yeah.
Um,
I think
but
one of our people in the ASC, he calls it revenge bedtime.
that's what it is. That's what it is.
Oh,
That's the
okay.
word. All right, cool. Yeah, I've heard that somewhere. And so yeah, and so that you don't get enough sleep, you are staying up later than you should. And why revenge against yourself? I totally get it. I do it too. And creating this transition ritual, this sleep ritual, is going to make it so it's more enjoyable. I know some of the things that I do is, once we put the kids to bed, then we sort of slide into bed. I'll either read something that is like a nonfiction book, or lately on my iPad, there's this. I have what's it called, the Apple Arcade, and there
Mm.
is this game. It's really fun and it's very chill. It has like chill music, and it's called Mini Metro, I think. And
Mm.
basically, you're just creating like little roads that connect to cities and stuff like that, and like
Oh,
is very minimalist. Um, oh, it's called mini motorways. It's well designed and stuff like that. But the colors, there's night mode, so it doesn't mess with your eyes, and it's just something that I'll do for just a little bit. It's very low stimulation, like it's not like bing 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 bing. It's just like so chill, and the music, to be honest, like puts me like in that sort of chill state.
yeah.
But what is it for you? What are the things that you're going to do so that you can ease into bedtime so that you can get the maximum amount of sleep and then allow your body to start to wind down so that while you are asleep, because whether it's stimulation from TV or apps or things that you saw on social media is going to prevent you from going to sleep. I read something that like the last few things that you do before you go to sleep are sometimes the things that you think about at night. And
Mm,
I, yeah, I noticed that as well. Where like I'll watch a video or something like that, and maybe it's something that I'm not as conscious about, but it's just there, and it just sort of lives in my head, and I wake up like not being rested because it's just something that's on replay.
yeah.
So be mindful about those things. I know some people like to journal before bed. Start to set intentions for the next day. So there's all kinds of things that you can do so that you can ease into bed.
Woohoo.
But
Yeah.
that's what I have.
Yeah. And sometimes that transition ritual can start as early as getting home from work, right? I know that once my kids get home from school, which can be, anywhere between 3 or 4 o'clock and 6:30, I know that my day of working hard is over. I need to start winding down because if I'm doing things at night, like attending meetings or doing things, and I can't always avoid it, but doing things at night keeps me up longer. And so I try as much as possible to preserve what I've got, my evening time, because if I have a meeting at 9 p.m., which I have one tonight, I'm not going to be going to bed till at least midnight, and so I need to really take it easy, if I'm not going to get sleep, in the right way. So yeah, that's what I gotta do. Yeah, so
Yeah.
that's our quickie. But that's another set of just small tips to just keep you thinking. Sometimes we are so busy that we don't think about all the things that we need to do and the little things that we can do to really up level us, that we don't necessarily require a lot of effort, especially once you get it into a habit. And so these are all types of conversations that we have in the ASC, which is the Accountability Success Circle. We are an awesome community of people who want to focus on living authentic lives, whatever authentic is to us, and really focusing on living with intention and you know having at least some sort of plan that we can follow based on our values. And if you are looking for a community like that to support you, we're very close knit. We all really focus on really deep connections. If you need that in your life, because you know all the socialization that you've got going on just feels very surface level and not real, come hang out with us, and we'll help you focus on the things that truly matter. So yeah, accountabilitysuccesscircle.com, and then we'll see you for number 85 whenever that is, right?
Yes.
Thank
So
you. Get some good sleep tonight.
get some good rest. We will see
Yay.
you on the
The
flip
flip.
side.
Bye.
Bye.
And sleep on that better ice.
Nighty night.